Welcome back to our new video. Lately, I've been creating these oil pastel artworks inspired from native plants of Goa. It's a sunny day after weeks of rainfall, and so I head out to look for inspiration around me. I want to complete this series by adding one more oil pastel artwork. I spot this beautiful Heliconia plant, also known as the crab claw plant, popular for its bright red bracts. I decide to make the fourth mini oil pastel inspired from this plant. This is going to be a very simple demo, and I'm going to keep to the same color palette as the other three artworks. Also, I'll be using the Sgraffito technique shown here in my new artwork too. It adds texture and is a whole lot of fun and will be consistent to the other three artworks. These three artworks are of plumeria, cashew apple, and hibiscus flower, mostly with a complementary green gold and orangey red palette. Using a charcoal pencil, I lightly sketch out a simple drawing and washi tape the borders of the art paper. Next, I choose the hues of oil pastels: reds, yellows, and oranges from my oil pastel sets. I may not end up using all of them, as you're going to see, but it's good to have a shortlisted set right at the start to avoid confusion later and reduce decision-making time. Details of the brands and art supplies I'm using for this video are in the description below. I love the Natural Hues collection and will be using a lot of the yellow and greens from here. Which reminds me, if you haven't seen the video where I get initiated into oil pastels as a medium, click on the link above or in the description below to see the first video where I use Montmartre's Natural Hues collection. In the beginning, I use the lightest hues for the edge of the crab claws, slowly going from light to darker and then vibrant hues in the yellow-red spectrum. One thing you will see is that even if the main crab claw is eventually going to be a bright scarlet red, I didn't straightaway pick the red oil pastel. I instead layered it first with lighter tones of yellow-orange. This helps bring a harmonious tone and softens the bright red which comes later on top. Using a thin blending paper stamp, I smoothen and fill in some of the gaps. One of the go-to colors for me in the Natural Hues set is red brick. It helps build natural-looking shadows. Just a lovely deep red tone. I test out the green shades as dots on the paper before committing. So coming to the leaves next, I ensure I layer first with the lightest green and yellows, since I'll be scratching the darker layer of oil pastel on top later, and I want the light tones from below to show through. Now I add the darker greens on top and in the stem. That pigmented blue-green that you see on the stem is the Verona green. I then blend with a very light touch, only to just smoothen out some of the extra oil pastel on paper. But I'm careful to not smudge and mush these 2 or 3 colors into one mid-tone. For the background, I don't want a flat color, so I dot some of the yellows in light and dark tone first. And then using a beautiful green gold, I put in markings, blending with a light butterscotch yellow in between. Now for this next step, you can use any object with a sharp tip, like a toothpick or an artist's detailing tool. I'm using a palette knife that I have, and this has a sharp edge, which will work well for the Sgraffito technique I'm looking for on the leaves. Gently, I make a clean mark in the center of the leaf depicting the vein, lifting off the oil pastel color on top to reveal a pale yellow-green color below. I repeat the same process for the other lines on the leaf. I'm careful to not scratch hard, since it'll damage the paper below. This is a whole lot of fun, and you can add the markings where you feel you want to add a lighter tone. Simple, fun artwork. There is just one last step to do, which is spraying the oil pastel artwork with a fixative so that the pigments don't transfer when touched. I hope you enjoyed this little demo. Please do give it a like and share it with your friends. Let me know if it inspired you to create your own little series of oil pastel artwork with a certain color palette or theme. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, keep creating.